like obviously, you know, taking care of bands and getting all the stuff on the back end worked out is important, but nothing really happens without the customer. So how important is their experience in figuring out like the layout of the festival and like the, you know, whatever kind of extras like Hulaween with all the lighting and the events that happen, you know, in between, like all that stuff are huge selling points for people that might not even be into the music itself, you know?
I've always brought a restaurant business mentality to the music festivals because I think they're in a lot of ways the same thing. A restaurant, you know, like the one we had at least, is, you know, you're inviting, it all started in people's kitchen. It's like you're inviting people into your house. You're giving them an experience. You know, you want to give them the best experience they can have, hopefully to forget their worries for a little while, and, you know, to make them feel special. And it's kind of similar to music festivals. You know, it's your house that they're coming to. And you have to provide everything that they need to have the best experience possible. And what I've always done is, even with Hulaween, I still answer the info at Suwannee Hulaween emails. You know, I don't want anyone else to do it. I want to know what people are thinking. I'm still on the Facebook groups, and I still answer that stuff, and I pay attention to the Reddit. And, you know, listening, sometimes people's gripes are seemingly ridiculous, but more often than not, you can learn something when somebody complains. Even if they don't have a legitimate complaint, there might be some element of truth to it. And so paying attention and and of course being out there with people, walking around, you know, observing.
Totally. Yeah.
In the stages, you know, and seeing how things translate for your guests is crucial. And so I like to think that the shows that we've done everywhere, but very certainly at the park, that we pay particular attention to our guests' desires, what they want, what they don't think went well. You know, from year to year, we make changes, and with the intention of improving the show. You know, you never have a perfect show, and it can always be better. And you can always learn from, you know, you learn from the people that come where you're fucking up.
Right.
Pardon my language.
No, that's true though, for sure, man. I've whenever I've been to any of the Suwannee festivals, it's the Hulaween kind of lighting exhibits and stuff have always just blown me away. You don't really see that a lot of
It was ridiculous last year.
I missed it last year.
It was
but,
insane.
Yeah, it's really a cool, unique, I think, element that really enhances the experiences. Again, there's a lot of people that go to those festivals because they're tagging along. You know, maybe they're not super into it, or their friends are into it. They're just kind of hanging out, and it just adds a totally different element that I think gets a lot more people on board with going, and then ultimately exposing them to a bunch of new up and coming bands or some other established bands and scenes they weren't familiar with. You know.
Yeah. 1,000%. There's a lot of people that just, you know, they don't care what the lineup is because they know it's going to be awesome.
Exactly.
You know, it's, you know, every year there's always, you know, oh, can't believe you got this band. What? You didn't get Tame Impala. You didn't get, you know, Odessa. It used to be Bass Nectar.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's got to be about Bass Nectar. Like, why are you booking Bass Nectar? Yeah, for sure. That's everybody's like jam band, right?
You know, so there's always, you know, not everyone's going to love particularly with Hula, like the headliners are great, but really to me, Hula is about everything else, because we would like to pack it full of amazing live bands. Right. And we expect that when you come to Hulaween, you're going to walk out of having seen 20 new bands that you never heard of that blew your mind. You know, it was like that at Bear Creek too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah.
And that's when you know.
I was gonna say I never left like Spirit Lake. I just kept on going back and forth between those two stages, and like all the I don't know what you call it, the art installations that were there. That was just the coolest part about it.
Yeah, super immersive experience.
Yeah.
I think a lot of festivals, I mean, there's some around the country that probably have a similar thing, but I think that concept is not as widely adopted quite yet, you know, and I think it's a really cool, unique experience to what you guys do over at Suwannee.
Yeah, you're ahead of the curve at Bear Creek and again at Hulaween, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that it's in our backyard too.
Yeah, for real.
Well, you know, I'm thankful that we've been able to do these things and, you know, to have such a special place to do them. You know, because that, like I said earlier, you know, having the right venue it's a huge piece of it.
Yeah.
You know, like with Hulaween, it's like Hulaween is like Spirit of the Suwannee plus music plus art plus the crowd is magic.
Right. 100%.
Plus our staff, which is really, you know, customer oriented, you know, and all that. So when all those things are clicking, you know, that's when people, you know, at the end of the weekend, that's when you see people, you know, blissed out and, you know, just feeling no pain and just having been barraged by stimulation all weekend. It's emotional. You know, I cry at the end of good music festivals, you know, just because the dopamine and the serotonin and like everybody's leaving and this was so great and I miss it, you know, like that kind of shit, you know, like it's emotional for people. You know, you see people in the middle of, I'm sure, I don't know, maybe you didn't see it or not, but people will be up there in Spirit Lake. They'll be bawling because they can't believe how beautiful it is.
Yeah, totally.
It was ridiculous. Before we go on to the billboard, I've got one complaint about Suwannee, and I don't know if you were in charge of this at all, but what happened to the restrooms that are next to the porch stage? You got rid of the pissing troughs, and now it's all urinals everywhere. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like that's got to be a decision.
You mean in the John Condo?
In the what? Sorry.
There's a building there that's called the John Condo.
Yeah.
It used to have the troughs in it.
Yeah, I know. And now it's all urinals. It was so much fun. It was so much fun.
It's COVID. Yeah. It's because of COVID.
Oh, COVID. No, it was before that. No, right, I was just wondering.
I blame everything on COVID.
Well, anyways, bring them back. I get all the boys want it back.
Yeah, all the boys.
Just, you know, go in the woods and, you know, shovel out like a trough kind of thing. All pissed together in the woods.
There you go.
You know, it'd be more special.
That shit was hilarious.
I'll let the park know. I wasn't in on that decision.
Okay, all right, just making sure.